Um, my names are Zubuya Rachitanga. Those who were here last week would know. I'll be your facilitator for today once again. Today's session is a special one in that it talks to everyone on all levels, whether you're starting as a shop business, whether you're employed by anyone, whether you work for yourself or whatever you do on your daily basis. I think today's session will be talking to you directly. So the concept is the balance scorecard. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our speaker of the day, Dr. Rajit Tanga.
Thank you. I would like to thank you, Zubuya, for the wonderful introduction again. And then let me also take this opportunity and appreciate everyone who have joined the platform. And amongst us here, I have a friend of mine, the person who introduced me to computer science. When I was doing computer science, when going to the university, I didn't know what computer science is. But he said, let us just follow me. It's a good degree. So Lutendo Tiwafuni is here. He has joined the meeting and he's working in one of the government departments in the IT environment. He's taking care of the IT department. So thank you very much, Lutendo. And amongst us here again, we have Mr. Mudau. Walter Mudau. So he was my supervisor at the University of Venda in the ICT department. He's the one who taught me how to perform in the department. And thank you very much. And I would like to appreciate you once more. And let me also thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Tamasha Maite, we have been together last week. And thank you very much. He's part of the SADA. And then, but again, in the fellowship at church, we are together. Let me not waste much time again. Let me appreciate all of you to say that thank you very much that you are here. I'm going to project my presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we are here. Last week, we have been talking about excellence, or basically, we were talking about those factors that will help one to excel wherever they are. But today, we are talking about the influence of the balance scorecard in the performance of the organization. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me acknowledge my wife and my children and everyone who is here in this slide. So thank you very much for the support that you continue to give me in this regard. So I will just go straight to the presentation. And then here we are talking about the balanced scorecard. Oh, this is something that has been balanced. And then what is it? It's a balanced scorecard. So I will start by indicating that the background of the balance scorecard, it has been established by two people. That was Kaplan and Norton in 1992. I think basically it should have been their study. But this is a strategic management framework. So basically when you are in this position where you are planning for the organization, you need to come up with strategies. You might have heard in the introduction when Julia was saying that it's for everyone, even at home. You need to strategize so that you can achieve your objectives. So, but with the balanced scorecard, it provides the overview of the organizational performance. You will remember that mostly when we are establishing businesses or organizations, the measure of performance usually is basically finance. Are you making profit or not? Are you saving cost or not? But with the balanced scorecard, it gives you the overview. It allows you to have the holistic view of the performance of the organization. So it has some financial measures. That is where now you will look at the revenue and income of the organization. It will also help you to look at the profit and the cost cutting. So those are the financial measures. Are we getting income? Are we getting income? If ever you have a spaza shop, your interest is, are you getting income? If ever you're getting profit, then it's fine. But now with the balance scorecard, it also enables you to look at all these other factors that will help you to bring that income that you are looking for. If ever you are a government department, for example, it will help you also to check if ever in terms of revenue, you are generating something for the department. But at the same time, it also helps you to look at the non-financial perspectives, something that was not there previously. Where I was trying to check some frameworks, I realized that the balance scorecard is the one that provides that overview in a most understandable manner. So with the balance scorecard, the non-financial perspective now it says, just also look at the customers. What are the customers saying about you? So when you are looking at the customers, then you will be able also to plan for them and also to consider their views when you are doing the planning. It also helps you to look at the internal processes. If ever you have a shop, and then in this shop you are selling some products, or you have this particular company, and with this particular company, there are services that, again, you are selling. People will buy, say, for example, will come to you just to consult. So what are the processes involved in making sure that you give that effective or efficient service? Again, it helps you also to also look at the future. Remember, when you are dealing with the strategic plan, you are looking at the future. We are here today, but how do we get there? So in the past, we were talking about research and development department, but now you find that most of the organizations, they're saying that whoever we are employing in this particular department, if you are the HOD of this department, you should also consider the learning and growth of the own institution. But let me get to this, to the next slide. In this slide, I'm saying, when you have this organization, say for example, it's a church. So in this particular church, you have this vision. But for this vision to be realized, somewhere, somehow, you will need finances. So that is actually what the balance scorecard is saying. And somewhere, somehow, again, there should be operational processes. In order for the church to happen, you find that there are a lot of activities before the church happens. And then again, you will also have to look at the customers in the church. Then you will be talking about people who will be coming to attend, and some of them will end up being members of this particular church. So, but in an organization, you are thinking about those people that you are servicing. And then at the same time, you are saying, how do we look to the future as a church? What do we need to do in order to arrive at the future, to enable that this particular church adapts to the changes? So with the learning and growth, basically, it has something to do with adaptation. When you need to look out there and then you adapt. Remember, we need to continue to reflect on those things that are happening there. So in the other people, they will be talking about the pastor, where they're saying you need to look at the political aspect, environmental aspect, economical aspect, technological aspect. All those things you need to reflect to. But this is the balance scorecard. In order for you to realize your vision, you need finance, you need customers, you need operational processes, and then you need learning and growth. Now, let me look at the benefits. What are the benefits of the balance scorecard? So when we talk about the balance scorecard, we are thinking about the benefits. And then usually when you are writing motivations in the organization, they will say, yes, you want to implement this project, but how is this project going to help us? Now, it helps us to align whatever we are going to do and also the strategic plan with the attainment of the vision. It aligns the plan with the vision. So whatever you're putting into this plan, it should help you to achieve this particular vision. Again, strategic element is important. Again, it enables holistic view. I have talked to this already. Again, it enables monitoring of performance. So when you have this particular balance scorecard, you are able to say, in terms of retaining customers, are we doing well? In terms of generating profit, are we doing well? In terms of adapting, are we doing well? But it helps you to monitor performance. Again, it also assists you in decision making because remember, we said it helps you to align with the strategy. It helps with the alignment of the strategic plan. Then you just look at whatever activity that people are proposing. Then you ask yourself, is it helping us to retain customers? If the answer is no, is it helping us to generate income? If the answer is no, you look at these other two perspectives. And then if the answer is no to all those perspectives, then you say, no, we are not following this decision. But at the same time, if ever it will contribute positively, then you take care or you follow the decision. Again, you see now the way I'm talking, you are able now to see that in an organization, you have to look at your customers because the customers will generate income that you are looking for. But at the same time, you need to improve your processes. And then at the same time, you need to think about the future. So in a way, you are able now to communicate this to your team, to communicate this to other stakeholders. When stakeholders are getting this particular perspective, they're able to understand your business properly, and at the same time, they will be able to contribute effectively and help you to achieve the business objectives effectively. So hence, the balance scorecard improves communication. The other point now is that it also helps you to provide feedback in terms of performance. Say, for example, you are having your team, you are sitting down with your team, you look at those things and then you say, but these ones are not helping us to retain the customers. So for now, I was just trying to say, these are the benefits of using balance scorecard. Now, I'm going to give you an example of how you can plan for customers, for example, using the balance scorecard. So with the customers, you see now I've tried to draw this thing, but the point is I'm thinking of the customers who are smiling. So now you need to understand the customers, your customers. Then you categorize them, and then you understand their needs. And then again, you set objectives and services and products that will be talking to those needs. But again, when you look at this thing, you are saying, yes, it's fine. But again, you need the strategy to attract customers. You need the strategy to retain them. So, but now let us do this in a table manner in such a way that you will be able to understand this. So I've done this table. So this is your plan. You are saying in this organization now, we need to reflect on the customers. As part of your objectives, you will be saying, okay, in this objective, are the customers satisfied? How do we increase customer satisfaction? So that is the objective that you need to come up with. So this objective is part of this customer's perspective. And the way I've put this is that you might find that this objective might be maybe something like it might be a main aim or an objective or a task inside this objective. But for now, let us look at these objectives as objectives. The first objective might be to say, to increase customer satisfaction. Now the question will be, how are you going to measure customer satisfaction? Then the example thereof will be customer satisfaction survey. What is the target that you have in mind? Then you will say, let us do this once per month. Then you ask yourself, what are the initiatives that you can implement to realize customer satisfaction? So meaning that you will get someone to come up with, to manage this particular project where the person will plan accordingly. And if ever there is a need to deploy it using the technology, then it will be deployed using technology. Now, the second example in this regard is, how do we retain these customers that we have? Then maybe you can just say, now let us implement loyalty programs. With loyalty programs, you will realize that in other businesses, when you get there, after buying, they will say, do you want a card for this particular shop? Then you will say yes. Then once you say yes, then every time when you buy, they will be giving you those points. So that is one example of those programs that can be implemented for the purpose of retaining customers. But again, the targets, you will need to put the targets under targets. So in a way, after a month, you are able to ask yourselves and your team to say, have we achieved our target with regard to implementing the customer satisfaction survey. Did we implement one this month? And if the answer is no, then you look at that and then you ask yourself question, why didn't we implement this? So in a way, when you are planning, then at the same time, it helps you to say, as far as this particular strategic objective that you were to implement, you didn't achieve this target. And hence, for yourselves, you have set one customer survey per month. And then you have those discussions. In these strategic objectives, I have also put to improve customer profitability, also to increase the market share, and also to enhance brand awareness, and also to improve customer service efficiency, and to increase customer engagements. But I thought I should just put these few just to give you an example of how you can drive strategic objectives that talks to customers. So in a way, this will help you to measure and monitor the performance. That is why the topic of this particular presentation had something to do with performance, enhancing performance using balanced scorecard. Now, again, I just want to give you more examples in this regard. If you check here, we have this strategic objective. And then in this strategic objective, to increase market share, it will be a strategic objective that you will put on the strategic objective. But now the question is, how do you measure that increasing of the market share? If you look at this particular buckle, there are so many items that are here. You can just say, no, we will increase accessibility, or we will enhance customer loyalty. You can put these two here as measures, or you can put everything that is in this buckle as measures to say, when we want to enhance customer satisfaction, or when we want to increase, to measure whether we have attained or whether we have achieved the objectives of increasing market share, then these are the things that we will assess and evaluate. As long as at the end of the day, you are able to put the targets. And again, as long as at the end of the day, you are also able to put the initiative or the projects that will enable you to realize those measures. But in short, where this in this bottle, that is where now you will get measures for enhancing, for increasing market share. Now, in the second buckle, then this is the objective to enhance customer retention. So in this buckle again, if ever you need something to measure, how will you measure enhancement of customer retention? So personalized customer experience. You might have realized that sometimes you also get emails that are personalized, and then with these emails, they are marketing this particular product. It's a project that they've initiated, and then they will be saying that, let us send this message once per month to this particular group of customers. Or again, the loyalty programs comes into picture again. Or we make sure that we provide that exceptional service, or we provide that regular communication. Those are the measures. So at the end of the day, every month we are checking how often did we communicate with our customers. And then again, we provide feedback and improvement, or we provide exclusive offers and discounts. And then here I've also put the community building. With the community building, I mean, as an organization, is to say, you might establish a WhatsApp group where you are saying that this WhatsApp group represents a community of the people who use this particular product. Every time now you communicate with them or you become proactive. But I just thought I should give you this example. So with this other buckle, you find that it has something to do with increasing customer satisfaction. What do you have to do? You need to understand the customer's needs, meaning that as part of the measures, you need to show a measure where maybe you will be saying that from time to time, we will meet with the stakeholders and then try to establish if ever we are meeting their needs, or we will send a survey, or basically again, what will you do? We will improve the product quality. And then as part of the measure, then you will be able to put something that you will be able to measure with regard to improvement of the product quality or the service quality. Or you will enhance customer service, or again, personalized customers interactions. So, but when you check amongst these three buckets, you will realize that some of the measures, once you implement that particular measure, it will also address these other strategic objectives because it is a measure for most of these items in these three buckets. Again, you might find that if you go to this other bucket to improve customer service efficiency, what are you going to do to improve customer service efficiency? Then the first point there is saying we will implement self-service solutions. Again, the second one there is saying we will use customer relations management system. We will automate routine tasks, and then we will do this. But in this particular bucket, those measures will help you to attain the improvement of the efficiency of the customer service. Now, with this particular last bucket that I put, this one is talking to enhancing the brand awareness. So with this one, what are you going to do? Then we will just do content marketing, or we will market using the social media engagement, or we will use the search engine optimization. So with the search engines, you will realize that in some other cases, immediately when you open this particular search engine, there will be this marketing screen that will come that is marketing this particular product. So, but now, if you are using those engines, you might find that you might happen to reach many people compared to when you are using the word of mouth. We will also use the marketing department, like public relations. We will also establish some partnerships and collaborations. We will also advertise this, but in short, the point is, with this particular perspective, you will be in this particular KPA where you are looking at the customers, how you retain or how you attract customers. These are the things that you are going to implement as measures. The most important thing is that you need to put targets. How often are you going to do whatever you are going to do? Or if ever it's a project, what project are you going to implement? But with the target now, you might also need to put the target date. So, but with the initiatives, in other cases, you will need to put the project that you are going to implement. For example, if ever you are saying we are going to implement this particular system that will help us to improve the efficiency, then you need to put the name of the system there as the project that we are going to implement this particular project. So, but in short, with regard to customers, these are the 5 buckets that I thought I should present in this meeting. So with the financial perspective, basically, we have talked about, I've given an example of the revenue. But with this one now, I decided not to present it using those examples. But there on top, I've put the very same table to say that depending on what you want to do, you can be able to capture that as a strategic objective. But again, some of the things that are in this table, they can also serve as measures. So, but for now, the question is, what are the strategies that you might put in order to enhance the generating of the revenue? So there you can also optimize pricing strategies. Now the question is, if you put that one as optimizing pricing strategies, what measures are you going to put in that regard? So in that particular measure, that is where now you are saying, with regard to optimizing pricing strategies, this is actually what we are going to do. And then you put the targets. And then maybe you are saying we are going to expand the target markets. So when you are expanding the target market, so are you going to add products or are you going to add services? So if you are adding products or you are adding services, it should be seen there as a measure to say that in order to expand the market, in addition to what we are providing at the moment, this is actually the product that we are going to add into our portfolio. Or again, are you going to upgrade the product or services? Or are you going to improve sales and marketing techniques? Or establish strategic partners? Or constantly evolving your products? But those are the examples that I've put you might put there as strategic objectives. Some of these things, they can serve as measures, but at the same time, depending on how you decide to put that strategic objective. So all these things, whether you are running a big firm or whether you are running a small spaza, this particular guidance will help you. If ever you are saying you are optimizing pricing, for example, you might have realized that in some other businesses, they will say, buy two, get one free, meaning that the way they are marketing it, then you will have interest to buy these two so that you get the third one. So, but depending on how you decide to customize your pricing, again, you will need to put the measure in that regard. The other thing that you need to consider when dealing with the finance, which is very crucial, is cost cutting strategies. Because basically, in an organization, their interest is to make sure that you generate income or you generate revenue, but at the same time, you are cutting costs. You can cut costs by enhancing the skills of those people who are working in the procurement services, so that at the same time, when they have these negotiation skills, they will be able to negotiate with the suppliers in terms of the discounts. Or again, you can decide to outsource those non-core activities for the organization. But again, the most important thing is that you need, whatever strategy that we are thinking or whatever objective that we are thinking, you need to capture that in that particular table to say that this is the objective that we have. And then, but the question is, how are you going to measure that? And then what is your target? Say, for example, in the printing system, per month you were paying 1 million for papers. And then somehow you take a decision to say that we no more papers, so we're going paperless. So every year, every month, you will need to monitor in terms of cutting costs in that regard, to an extent where one day you will sit down and say, we dropped from 1 million to 500,000. Again, but the point is, these are the financial strategies that you can use in terms of cutting costs. So you can establish partnerships. I always give this particular example to say that in other areas, you might find that you always do 1, 2, 3, 4. But immediately when you get this other partner, the partner will say, we are partnering with you so that you can be able to groom these particular people so that at the end of the day, they can have these skills. So when you have these particular people assisting in this particular organization, at the same time, this particular organization that brought these people is the one that is paying salaries for these particular people. So in a way, you have cut the cost in terms of payments of the people whom you will have employed to do this particular project. But in short, I'm saying with regard to the financial perspective, which is one component of the balance scorecard, you are able to monitor if ever you are generating income, or again, if ever you are cutting the cost as far as implementing a particular project is concerned. So now, let us get to this other one. This is the third one, the learning and growth perspective. So the learning and growth, we are saying that no, you need to look ahead. You need to ask yourself a question. In 5 years' time, where will we be? And that is where now you also continue to develop your people. That is where now you look at the human capital. So with the human capital, then you capacitate them. Again, you look at you encourage innovation. And then again, you look at the organizational culture and climate. And then you look at the information systems technology, and then the leadership and talent management. But again, in this regard, let us go to this to these individual items. So you can say, with regard to the human capital, you implement what? Training programs. So as long as you have this table, you are able to say that as one of the strategic objectives, we will develop the human capital. And then as measures, you put the training programs. And then you can put the targets there and then the initiatives that you are going to implement. And again, you can just consider the career development. And sometimes it's difficult to split the two. But at the same time, you also create the culture of learning. Because there is this organization where you find that people are happy that they have learned this particular system, and then they don't want to learn other systems. And definitely in this era, technology continues to change. Whatever technology we are using today will be outdated tomorrow. And then if ever we are not in a learning mood, you are outdated. But if you continue to equip your team, you continue to learn even yourself as a manager, then you find that you have these skills that will make this organization to survive even in 5 years to come. And then in some other cases, you find that this organization depends on this one critical skill which is available in the organization, to an extent that if this particular person decides to resign, you find that the performance of the organization might go down drastically. So you might also consider using maybe strategies that will help you to back up those skills that are critical for the organization to survive. But in short, this is actually something that you might consider when developing the human capital. Now, there is this one that talks to innovation and learning processes. So in an organization, you just encourage creativity. For example, if a particular person comes with this idea, you can just take that particular person out for lunch to say that, hey, let us go out for lunch. And then you appreciate that. In a way, you are appreciating the fact that this particular person has brought an idea that will help this organization to move forward. And again, you can encourage people to also come up with experiments. So you will remember that it's not you cannot be punished for the first mistake, because in a way, it's a learning curve. So if ever you encourage that particular culture where people are also experimenting with regard to achieving certain objectives of the organization, at the same time, you are encouraging the innovation and learning within the organization. The other aspect now is to say, yes, in 3 years' time, we want to be there, but now we are here. How can we continue to improve until we reach there? So now you encourage these people to continue to improve. And one thing that has impact on continuous improvement is the fact that you find that that aspect that people consider it as resistant to change, meaning that in a way you need to be able to tell these people the need for us to change or the need for us to improve. Why should we improve? When these people understand the need for improvement, you'll find that every time they will continue to improve themselves, again, they will need to improve other people and also to improve the systems. But in short, with regard to innovation, learning processes, that is something that you can consider. As long as you put strategic objectives, and then that will help you to improve. Now, let me get to this one, organizational culture and climate. So this one, the culture also talks a lot with regard to learning. Adaptability is very crucial. So you see, in an IT environment, in an organization, if you are using IT, so definitely you will need to look at your infrastructure. You're looking at your computer. You need to look at whatever equipment that you have, so that at the same time, it will adapt to changes. Just think about our lives before COVID. Now we are using Zoom. In the past, we wouldn't think of having meetings during this time because we will have to meet physically. But because now the situation has forced us to adapt to online meetings, to adapt to online lessons, now we have adapted. So just try to encourage this culture where now we are saying that there is this opportunity that we have. Why can't we take advantage of it? Why can't we adapt? At the same time, when you are adapting, you will be cutting the cost, but at the same time, you will be encouraging, you will also be increasing the possibility of generating more income. again, cultivating that positive work environment is very crucial. And then also collaborations, they help in the organizational culture. So you will remember that people these days, they talk about the toxic environment. In the toxic environment, you find that these people will always be demoralized to an extent where they can't think any other thing except to take instruction from you. But if ever you want these people to think out of the box, you just have to make sure that the environment is conducive for working. So now, when getting to this other aspect under learning perspective, we also look at the information systems. So those of you who might have done COVID 5 and COVID 2019, you will realize that there are those 7 components, of which now with this one, continuously you need to look at your infrastructure. You continuously you need to look at the information available, and then continuously you need to look at the people and their skills. But I'm just giving those few examples. So ICT should be set in such a way that it enables your business to grow. If your ICT is not growing, it might make you not to grow. Remember, these days, we are no longer talking about the fence. The fence, this fiscal fence is no longer an issue, because as long as you have your laptop, you have all the business in this particular laptop. So this ICT should enable you to go out and reach everyone in the world, so that they can bring business to this particular organization. And then at the same time, you can also come up with the enterprise architecture, where now you are able to say that to document whatever you would like to see in 3 years' time in terms of solutions or systems. Again, you need to align your ICT strategy with the organizational strategy. So remember, there is this strategy for the organization, but for the organization to realize its vision, you find that ICT now is no longer a support, but it's an enabler. For ICT to enable this, it has to have this ICT strategy. So the ICT strategy should be aligned with what? With the organizational strategy. But some people, they will talk about convergence. But for now, I'm talking about the ICT strategy, which is aligned to the organizational strategy. So that is very crucial. So we can get deeper into this. And basically, in fact, this has been my study for my PhD. And then the last one that I've captured here is the enable business to respond and adapt to external changes. And then with this one, I think this is very crucial, because every time you need to look out there. What is it that is out there that we can take advantage of? If ever we are using, say, for example, systems, these days we are scared of the cyber attacks. What should we do in order to prevent our organizations from being hacked? So those are the questions that you need to continue to ask yourself. But every time, every moment, as ICT, you need to look out there. What can we do that will enable us to enable this business? Remember, you have to do that with the business. You have to do that with the executives, so that at the same time, you are also responding to their needs appropriately. Leadership and talent management. This is very crucial, because if ever you want to be there, leadership needs to continue to be developed. These days, we are talking about ethical leadership. Ethical leadership is a must. Or you want this particular people to have this particular kind of leadership. We want leadership who will be able to think out of the box, leaders who will be able to innovate, leaders who will be able to inspire people, and then leaders who will be able to take these people from this era to the next generation. But at the same time, the question is, do you have a succession plan in place? Because as an organization, if you don't have succession plan in place, when this particular person retires, you have a problem. Or when this particular leader retires, you have issues. So have that plan in place. And then when you have that plan in place, you will be continuing to do what? To develop those people. But what is important, I remind you to look at that particular empty table that I've put there that contains strategic objectives, measures, targets, initiatives. For you to achieve this dream of having this particular leader in the future, who will be leading this particular department in this particular organization. What are you doing about it? What will you do? What will be the measures? What are your targets? So in other organizations, you find that they take the middle management to this particular training. They train them from time to time so that they will also be understanding the organization that they are working for. But again, what is important? Have strategies that will help you to retain the existing talent, because you can train them. After training them, then they leave you again with the very same challenge that we had. In 5 years' time, where do you want to see this particular institution? So meaning that for this institution to survive or to be sustainable, you need to train the leaders. Now, I'm getting to the last perspective of the balance scorecard. With this one, now we are looking at the internal processes. With the internal processes, now we are looking at the quality. Is this process effective? Is it generating the outcome that we are expecting? So that is where we should start. You have this process, but is this process effective? Is it helping you to achieve the results that you want? And then that is the quality that we are talking to. But now we look at the efficiency part. Because the process can be efficient, can be effective, but not efficient. Because with efficient, you have to use few resources to achieve the objectives of this particular process. And then if you look at the effectiveness only, you might be using more resources to achieve this very same result that could have been achieved with few resources if ever it was well planned. Efficiency is very important. But for you to achieve this, you need to be innovative all the time. You need to continue to ask yourselves this question: where can we remove the bottlenecks? Where are the bottlenecks? So that you are able to reduce the turnaround time. And then when talking to the aspect of ensuring quality, if you look at this particular bottle that I have projected, you will realize that there I said, for you to ensure quality, you need to have effective leadership, because monitoring processes requires leadership. Requires somebody who will be saying you need to update that. And then again, when you have this effective leadership, you need to also to look at the customers. Your processes, remember, should help you to bring income. Your processes should help you to attract customers. So when you have that in place, then you'll realize that customers will come and buy from you. Customers will come and get services from you. Again, you need to engage stakeholders. It's not about you saying that this is the best process, or this is actually, we have all this, we are competent to do this. We are competent, yes, but for you to have quality process, the process that will generate that quality, you need also to have what? You need to make sure that you involve the users and those who will be implementing the process. Stakeholders engagement is very important. If ever you are running a business, your customers are one of those stakeholders that we have. Just send a survey. Just ask them questions when they come. Are you satisfied? Are you happy? So when they are happy, then in a way, they will again refer other people to your shop. Again, you should also have quality register. What is it that you want to achieve? In this register, you are explicitly able to say, this is actually what this process will generate. In a way, at the same time, when this register is there, you are able to refer to it from time to time. Optimize the processes. When you optimize the process, in a way you are saying, if this process was at this particular level, where it was able to generate this particular results, but now you can optimize it and then you put it to the other level, where now you are very sure that whether you are monitoring it or not, at the end of the day, this process will generate exactly the results that you want to have. And then from time to time, you need to audit those processes. So if you do this, you will be able to achieve that quality that you are aspiring to see. Now, when coming to ensuring efficiency of processes, this is actually what you can do. You need to define and map business processes clearly. Remember, If ever the business processes are not clear, even those who are to implement, they might have some issues and challenges. But if business processes are clear, then you will be able to implement them. Analyze the performance of those processes. We want to improve these processes because it's unable to generate 1, 2, 3, 4. We tried it this time, and then these are the results that we got. Eliminate the bottlenecks. So when you eliminate the bottlenecks, the process will indeed be efficient, and then at the same time, you will be able to generate the results that you are looking for. The other thing now is to automate those repetitive tasks. So if ever you automate the process, definitely it will be able to perform whatever it was performing without the intervention of people. You just make sure the process will be running without you being there. I always think about this example. In the past, you will realize that in the department, I think Badao will be able to tell this better. In the past, because you need to back up information in the server every time, you will just put a tape, and then after backing up the data or copying the data into this particular tape, you will have to take that tape somewhere so that that tape will be far away from the environment. In a way, you are managing the backup of this particular system. But these days, you just automate. Whatever that you want to back up, it will be synchronized, say, for example, to the cloud or somewhere. But in short, efficiency is very important. Enhance communication. But if I may come also to this automation, you may also automate a message to greet your customers, to say that every week or every month, this message should go to your customers to ask them if ever they are still comfortable with the services that we are providing. The customers will respond back. But at the same time, as long as you need also to review the message that you are sending regularly to these particular people so that it remains relevant. Enhance communication and collaboration. When developing these projects, when developing these processes, collaborate with those who are to use it, collaborate with service providers, so collaborate with the beneficiaries of this particular process. What is important is to capacitate employees, irrespective of how good the system is, irrespective of how good the process is or the procedure is. If employees are not capacitated, to an extent where they are also able to be proactive, you might find that the processes will not be efficient. So again, you need to implement a real-time tracking system. So I've talked about conducting audit. I've talked to you about automating. And then with regard to leveraging technology, make sure that you use technology in your environment. Capacitate your staff members, I've talked to it, standardize the processes. And we are using this even technology these days also in churches, because we are sending people messages via WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp groups, but we are saying that for processes to be efficient, you need to leverage technology. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And once more, thank you very much. Over to you, Zibuya. Thank you.
Dr. Richard, are we still on? It seems we are like muted or offline. Can you hear me?
Zibuya, are you there? Okay. Maybe let me request some questions if ever they are there.
Yeah. Let me start because I'm on the road. I might get cut.
Okay.
Can I? Okay. Dr.
Yes,
Richard, thank you very much for thank you very much for inviting me to this meeting, and thank you very much for also acknowledging me. I know we come from way back. We met at high school. So, but I wanted to say we use a balance scorecard where I work, and I've learned a lot today. Some of the things we're just doing them routinely, but the way you unpack it, I was so very impressed, and I'm gonna talk to you offline. And Walter Mdau, I also appreciate you. Also, I didn't know I'm going to meet you here. You have worked with my father. You have been my teacher of mathematics. You have been my client as well. So I really appreciate you. Thank you, Dr. Restang.
Okay, thank you very much for the feedback. Indeed, we will.
I don't.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Can
Hello.
you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me,
I
Doc?
can. Yes, I
Yes,
can.
I want to ask, can I, because my daughter is doing business, is doing what, can I also invite him one day to join and just, because as I was talking, listen to this, it's all talking about business strategies and so on. This is a good business management skill. Can she join one day?
Yes, she can. She can. Yeah. You
I
can
can
invite
support.
whosoever. Yeah. You can invite
Okay,
whosoever
okay.
because this platform can take 100 people. Yes.
All right,
Thank
all
you.
right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other question or comment? Let me check. Is Jubia back?
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, my
Okay.
network
No,
was.
over to you. Then you can wrap your meeting if ever there is no other comments.
Okay. All right. Thank you everyone for joining. I really hope it was helpful. I believe that it talked to everyone. As I've said in the beginning, it doesn't matter what business you are into, what organization you are into. Today's topic can make your life better. So I challenge everyone to go and try and apply all the concepts or some of the concepts that apply to you, to your different endeavors, and come back maybe 6 months. And I really believe that you will see the change. Yeah. So if there's no one with questions or any feedback, we can call it a night. I'm not sure if is there anyone with.
Sorry, just quickly.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry, before colleagues can leave, am I audible?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thanks very much. First of all, I would rather say I'm very much humbled by both Mr. Tibafuni and Mr. Dr. Rachitanga, who humbled me. And I think we also need to take into consideration the fact that learning never stops. So while I knew about this balance scorecard concept, I found it very refreshing to listen again to it all over again. And I was also impressed by the analogy that this thing can also be applied to your spaza shop. And I was thinking the processes in the spaza shop, the classification of customers in the spaza shop into those who are the SASA recipients and any other people in the vicinity and all that kind of thing. So it's applicable indeed everywhere else. And thanks very much. And don't forget me when you had other sessions. I'm keen on learning again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the comment. Over to you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you so much. Is there anyone with feedback, questions? Okay, if no, then we can call it a night. I think Doctor wouldn't mind if you have questions after this call, just pop him a message or give him a call. I think he will be glad to assist. Yeah, in that regard.
Yeah, maybe we are also allow me also to acknowledge Dr. Ndazi, the principal of our school, Rachitanga Primary School, but at the same time, we also have her as part of the SADA. She's a member of the South African Academic Doctors Association. Thank you very much. And then, yeah, I realized that records, the two records were the first one to join, and we really appreciate that. So over to you, Julia. Thank you for allowing me to again disturb your statement. But thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. If there's nothing else, then I think we can call it a night. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope to see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.